Hold on one second. Do you remember the 21st night of September? What's good? It's Purge. And we are on day 3 of talking about a show that aired the night before. And it is Wednesday, so we're going to be talking about a Tuesday show. But rather than talking about a show that aired last night necessarily, we're going to be talking about an all-new streaming show that premiered at midnight on Hulu. And it's midnight, meaning it was still Tuesday, so qualifies. The show is called Reboot. It's an exclusive streaming show on Hulu, and it's about a team of writers and actors trying to reboot a sitcom from the 90s. Pretty sure it's the 90s. It's basically, about reboots and how there's just so many of them. The pilot lists off like 50 of them. So yeah, that's very important topic to have. And it's also about how like comedies evolved, things change, and things that might have been okay back then aren't always as okay now. Right off the bat, I'll say that it is an interesting plot, interesting premise. Having a show be about how there's like a whole lot of reboots and how they're rebooting a sitcom that was made back then. But I will say it's kind of an obvious one. Like, yeah, there are a lot of reboots. Everyone knows that. I've been on YouTube long enough to know like how many reboots there are. The show also tries to, by the show I mean like the show in the show, the writers are trying to make the show like real. Like the head writer, she kind of has like an edge, so she wants to like show the reality of these types of sitcoms. And it's like, again, that's interesting, but it's not something that people don't know. Like, yeah, sitcoms aren't reality. That's literally what BoJack Horseman was. That's what the show tried to do. And now this show's doing it in, like, it's alright. It's pretty interesting. Just not completely, I guess it's original for, like, an entire show to be focused on it. Even if BoJack also did it. But, I don't know, this is kind of something I already knew, There's currently 3 episodes of the show out right now, with the new one being released every Tuesday. The first episode is about, well, basically the first episode is just them setting the show up, like getting ready to reboot the show with the old actors and everything, how everyone's changed. Everyone has their own lives since the show ended, and how that's kind of and how it's how their lives have been a little controversial, but they're still gonna get these actors back, so everyone's gonna be happy. But then it kind of turns into like a kind of clash of egos about how the show is going to be run with these scripts and the acting and the comedy evolving and stuff like that. The second episode is about one of the new actors come to the show who wasn't in the original show, and therefore everyone kind of hates her. But it's not just because she's new, it is also because she is just like a bad actress in general. And but she's going to stay with the show because she's the type of person that people would want to see, because she was on this other show in their world. I mean, if it's real, then I'd have no idea. But she was on another show, and that'll get other people to watch this new show. And basically, she's a bad actress. But then after some like good acting coaching, she becomes a pretty good actress, and one of the actors from the original, one of the other actresses from the original, tries to sabotage her so that she can be as so she can be unlikable, and basically try not to outshine her and, you know, her career, because she said that she hadn't acted in 15 years and now she's kind of like a has-been, and so she doesn't want this new person like taking all the spotlight from her. I thought that had a hook to it. I thought that was pretty interesting. Like, who knows, maybe that does happen. Some of the old actors will try to sabotage new actors so that they don't become outshined. That does make me think a little about some of these reboots. Some of them, and only just a little bit, but yeah. And the third episode is about how basically these two generations of writers are combining and kind of clashing on ideas on how to make the show. Because I forgot to mention this, but the writer of this new reboot is the daughter of the person who made the original, I believe. Unless it's just like, I'm not exactly, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But yeah, she's the daughter of that guy, and so they're kind of just like having clashing ideas coming from two different generations. You have one writing team that's older and has a different standards, things that were okay to talk about and joke about, versus this new like woke generation of writers trying to make sure that things are safe. But the consequences of that is that they're not always funny. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Because I feel like sometimes wokeness may get in the way of comedy. Like, I completely understand that, like, yeah, like, certainly be sensitive to other people. I 100% understand that. Like, you know, times are changing. Like, you do have to kind of evolve your sense of humor and, you know, be more careful of the way you tell jokes. Like, I get that. But the issue with these people is that they're just not funny, you know? Like there are ways to do like woke humor but still being funny, but these people are just so focused on being woke that their jokes just aren't landing, versus this older generation where the jokes are almost entirely just like offensiveness. And so like they might go a little too far with it, and they consider, hey, that's funny, but like it's not always. So basically the plot is solved by the head girl tripping on a trash can, and everyone, both sides, both generations, laughing at it. So yeah, everyone's happy. They found a middle ground on their senses of humor. So yeah. There's also a little plot going on about one of the TV dads getting together with the mother of one of the other actors who used to be a child but is no longer a child. And yeah, that becomes a kind of an awkward thing happening. He was his TV dad and now he's kind of his real one. Yeah. So, as a whole, I'd say that the show is, so far, fine, pretty good. I thought there's something that they might do with it. There's something that they could definitely do. A lot of potential. I don't think it's that great, but it's fine. Like, I think it's pretty good. Maybe if I see more of these episodes, as more of them come out, I might warm up to it a little. So yeah. So that wraps up day 3. And I just want to say that I'm really excited to talk about these next two shows. So yeah, stick with me. Catch y'all.